Hello, welcome back to MFWoodShop. Welcome to the final episode for the rocking chair build. Before I show you the chair, I want to show you just a couple things about the old chair that I found out during the process. When I was cleaning the old chair to give back to my mom, I noticed on the bottom of the chair had JCP and some numbers on there. I'm assuming that means J.C. Penney's and some sort of production date or inspection code or something like that. I'm going to show you a picture of that here in a few minutes, or probably right now. And if anybody knows what this means or how to get a original picture or some sort of JCPenney database of older furnitures that they sold, please leave them in the description below. I'd be curious to know when this chair was originally made and how much it was at that time. I think that'd be interesting to know. But as far as the chair being in the family, I've found pictures dating to at least back to 1978. And that was the year I was born. And I found a few other pictures throughout the years. I know there's a bunch of more pictures. I just wasn't able to find them. And I'll show you those throughout the build, throughout this process as well. As far as the finish goes, I went with a shellac finish. And I used something else I haven't tried before, and it's the shellac flakes. This one is, I bought this at Rockler, blonde de-wax shellac flakes, and it really worked out really well. I used a formula that gave me a 1.5 pound cut, and I'll put that formula chart somewhere on this video as well. And if not, I'll at least put the link in the description of the formula chart that I used. I didn't film any of the finishing process. I snapped pictures kind of throughout the process and posted them on social medias. So if you do follow me on social medias, you've probably seen some of the pieces hanging from my garage ceiling. But I did use a HVLP sprayer. It was just a cheap automotive sprayer that I picked up at work. And I took them outside, hung them on the clothesline, and I sprayed them. Once I got done spraying them, I brought them back into the garage and let them dry. It didn't take very long to dry, maybe a couple hours, and I was able to work with them again if I wanted to. But I did leave everything for a 24-hour drying process. But I think I could have worked with them within a couple hours. All the pieces to the rocking chair at this point has 2 coats of this finish put on. The finish, when it's mixed up, it's quite liquidy. And I took Guy's Workshop suggestion and put the date on the top of the jar. Put what kind of cut I used, which is 1.5 pounds. And then I labeled it blonde de-wax shellac. And I just put it in these mason jars. But it worked out really well, and that was the first time I've ever used them. And I wanted to try something different when I finished it. Seeing how this project was pretty much completely new stuff for me. Reverse engineering a chair and building it from a copy, complete new process for me. Not only building a chair, but also reverse engineering a chair to make my own. Okay, let's break this chair down just a little bit. This is the finished project, at least as far as I'm going to take it on video. At this stage, I need to do one more sanding to the entire piece, probably 600 grit to maybe 800 or 1000 grit sandpaper. and then put one more coat on the whole thing, and then wax it after that. And then this chair will be completely done. But I'm not going to bore you with all that stuff. I think I've bored you enough with 13 videos, right? The top piece that I was mentioning, it was altered from the original design, and the reason was on my design, on the back two spindles, they're more vertical on my piece, and it wasn't done like that on purpose. I just didn't drill out the angle holes on the chair for these pieces right. They should have been flared out a little bit more. And so when I went to fit the old piece in, or the copied piece in, it didn't fit. It actually stuck out to about right here, a couple inches past. So I actually the only way to fix it was either to make a whole new seat, plug the holes, and re-drill the holes, or recut this piece here. So that's what I chose to do. I just cut those a little shorter, made my own profile, and went with that design instead of the original design. So the other things, a couple other things that I kind of messed up on. I don't think I completely messed up on, but some of these back spindles, the tenons that went into the top piece and the chair, they ended up a little smaller than I wanted, so they are in there kind of loose. They're not going to fall out because they are into the chair and into this top piece, so I'm not worried about that. The only thing that I don't like is way up here at the top. They they're kind of loose, but it is what it is. I'm not going to remake anything. I'm going to leave it as is and just let it have some character. It's not a mistake, it's a character feature. Other than that, the spindles turned out great. I have no complaints on any of the spindles. The arms turned out great. The seat turned out awesome. Couldn't ask for a better piece of cherry to choose from. I think the seat turned out awesome. The cupping process to the chair was challenging, and a lot of sanding to that feature. But I think it's a perfect fit, and it's just subtle enough where it's perfect in my eyes. The rockers turned out awesome. All the bending for this project turned out really well. So I was pretty pleased with that. I got my logo down here, stamped on, and on the spindles that come through the top of the seat, they are wedged in there with wedges. So they shouldn't come out ever. The tenons that go into the rocker, even on the old chair, they had staples going through the side. I really don't think I needed them, but I did put them there just in case because the old chair had them there. So I figured they were there for a reason. All the tenons for the stretchers, they fit beautifully. Couldn't ask for a better fit. Everything is glued in at this stage, and it is permanent. It's not going to come apart unless I make it come apart. So I'm very pleased on the way this turned out. Like I said, I got to put one more coat of finish on everything and put some wax on it. Okay, before I wrap this video up, I just want to give a couple thanks out to a few people out there that helped me with this project. First and foremost, Bob Lee. Bob Lee has his own YouTube channel, and he was graciously enough to donate all the wood for this project. And really, without you, Bob, I couldn't have done this project. So if you haven't seen Bob Lee's YouTube channel, please go down in the link to the description and go check him out. He does a weekend warrior type projects, and he's just an overall good fellow. Another thanks goes out to Guy at Guy's Woodshop. He allowed me to use his lathe to cut the long spindles on this project. My lathe wasn't long enough to do those 2 spindles, and I found out he lives about 30 minutes from me, so that worked out really well. And Guy, thank you for your advice, and thank you for use of your lathe. I really appreciate that. And I'll leave his link in the description below as well if you haven't seen his channel. Of course, thank you to all my subscribers for hanging out with this long process of this chair. It wasn't intended to be a week after week project, and it just ended up that way. I didn't have anything else on my plate, so I just moved forward with the chair because that's what I was working on. So I think overall it worked out well. I just apologize for a long video series because that's usually not my style. You know, I'm kind of a guy that just gets in, gets it done, and this one was a little different. It took me a lot longer than expected. Started this adventure at Easter this year when I brought the old chair home. I just got a text. R2D2's telling me I have a text. But I started this venture at Easter when I brought the old chair home, and you know, started the process pretty much right then. So thank you to all the subscribers and hanging out with me during this process and keeping me motivated to finish the process. Really, without any of you, it may have just ended up on the back burner, and it could have been years before I finished this. And I'm kind of glad it's done. I'm kind of over it at this point. So again, thank you. And that's really all I got. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.